It's truly incredible how lazy you are if you're prepared to spend your only spin of this earth living a subpar experience purely because you cannot find the fire inside of you to get up and get things done. You're only going to be rewarded if you differentiate yourself from the crowd via effort. A lot of people don't know how to try anymore, but we are not like that. That's why fans of mine are so monumentally successful. We know better. We know how to try. That's why we always endlessly win. Most of you do not use your mind for what it's for. You've forgotten how to imagine things. You're permanently distracted by the matrix. You can scroll up and down on social media accounts, but you cannot close your eyes and vividly imagine. You can't give yourself goosebumps. You can't evoke an emotion in yourself anymore. This is an age-old skill that humans had very recently up till social media. You should be able to close your mind and imagine the life you want to live so viscerally, to the point where you can taste it, so that this reality, the one outside of your mind, feels like nothing but a prelude, a ramp, which allows you to get where you want to go.
It's down to you. Like, I can tell you how to do it. You can lead a horse to water. You can't force them to drink. And I'm very realistic about that. And a lot of people are coming around and talking excuses and saying things. When it comes to taking action, they decide not to take action. And that's self-sabotage. I can't help you if you're that type of person. If I want something, I'm gonna go get it. That's who I am. If I want it, I'm getting it. Fuck you. So don't be that way. Don't be that way.
The best thing about being a man is that you're born as nothing and you get to build yourself into something. And you get to decide what that is. A lot of people haven't truly decided what they want to be. And once you decide what you truly want to be, then you need to work towards it. I knew I wanted to be this big kickboxing millionaire living in an armed guard compound with his 10 wives mafia boss. I knew what I wanted to be, and I made it happen. A lot of people aren't sure what they even want. So first you need to decide what you want to do and what you want to be, and then you need to start working towards it. There's no shortcuts.
There's no such thing as becoming anything of worthwhile without adversity. There's no other way. This is what people don't seem to understand, is that, I know it's an age-old adage, I know it's easy to say, whatever doesn't kill you makes you stronger, but adversity is the absolute key ingredient in absolutely anything that regards success. You want a six-pack, there's adversity in the way. You want to be a world champion, there's adversity in the way. You want money, there's adversity in the way. The sooner you become accustomed to adversity, and you no longer become adverse to the idea of it and the stress of it, the sooner as a person you can say, okay, fuck it, let's go. And you become tolerant, then the better you're going to be as a person.
Life doesn't give a fuck about you. Everyone who you're crying to your problems about doesn't really care. And you have to get it over with. You know, like, bad things happen to everybody. They're going to happen to everybody.
Yeah. And then we all die in the end.
And then we all die. So you have two choices. You can let the bad things consume you, or you can wake up one day and think, enough of this, and you got to push forward.
You must change your attitude towards problems and see them as a blessing. But if you do not get to enjoy today's problems and solve them, you're going to have no problems tomorrow. And I guarantee you that life you dream of with no problems doesn't exist, because if you ever do find that life, it is torturous. You know where you have very few problems? In a jail cell.
Jail, yeah.
Food turns up.
Yeah.
Bed's there.
Yep.
Bills paid.
Yep.
TV's on.
Don't need money.
No problems.
No problems.
You don't want that life. You want to not live in a zoo. There's a reason why animals die when they live in a zoo, because they have no problems. The food turns up, no predators, no enemies. They don't have to run away from the deforestation or the poachers. They just sit, lay around, wait to be fed, but they don't live as long as they do in the wild, because it is the problems that keep their soul alive. It is the problems, the fact they must hunt, the fact they must avoid their predators and enemies, the fact they have to avoid being poached. They have to change territory when the new alpha male moves in. They have to find somebody to mate with. They're not given somebody to mate with like they are in the zoo. They have to find something to mate with. That is what keeps the masculine spirit alive. That is what's so important. My brother and I used to sit around and talk about what could be if only we managed to get it out. How it would feel to have this car, how it would feel to be in this place, how it would feel to be famous and internationally renowned, how it would feel to go to Saint-Tropez and live on a yacht, how it would feel to be able to fly on private planes, how it would feel to not have to worry about food anymore. My brother and I used to imagine for hours. We used to talk about it. We believed in this version of reality where we somehow made it. But if you're in the middle, you don't do that. You don't want it enough to talk about it and imagine over the temporary dopamine and entertainment you can achieve from the fucking PlayStation your mother bought you because your parents have enough money for PlayStations. We didn't have one. We couldn't get one. We couldn't afford it. You I'd like to be rich, but Netflix is on and the TV's on and mom's just brought me a Capri Sun.
The heating's on.
I'm not cold. Everything's fine. So you don't sit and imagine deep in your soul. Not only do you lack fire, not only do you lack motivation, you lack imagination. And that's why it's very important. You need to start believing you are the fucking man, even if you're not yet. Before I was world champion, I knew I was going to be world champion. You have to believe these things. You need to sit at home and feel this fire inside of you because you do not have all of the money you want, all of the respect you want, and your name has not been echoed into eternity. You're not etched into the halls of history. You need to take all of that fire inside of you and all of that anger and direct it at one task. And you need to try your absolute best to ensure you succeed in that task. It's very important that you go through these bad things, one, to learn lessons, but two, to learn gratitude and appreciation for things once you have them. It's extremely important. Every time something bad happens to you, you need to say thank you to God. Thank you, God, for giving me this difficult time, for me to learn lessons, and for me to have more appreciation for my fantastic life in the future. That's how you should approach life. And especially success is exactly the same way. The lessons you'll learn failing along the way will ensure that when you get to the top, you can keep it. If you want it to rain and you don't know what to do a rain dance. Perhaps the rain dance will not make the clouds seed. However, God will be happy that you're taking action as opposed to just sitting still, quietly waiting for rain to appear while being submissive and subservient. No, you have to go out there and do things.
If you're on your deathbed, whenever that is, and you think back on your life, the only things you're going to regret is all the time you wasted being in a bad mood. You're going to sit back and think, all the times I stayed in and I was miserable on Friday nights. All the times I argued with that person I was in a bad mood. All the times I was stressed over that thing. I can't remember what it was now. Like all the negativity you had, you're going to think back and think, what the fuck was I doing that for?
Yeah.
Why was I not just laughing? That's what it's going to be. So when I'm in a stressful situation, and trust me, bro, I'll say it now, one thing, I had a Bitcoin wallet hacked. I lost $250,000 last week. You know? But literally, me and my brother sat there, and obviously you're pissed off. But we're like, in 10 years from now, are we still gonna be pissed off? Well, no. So what's the point in being pissed off now? You can't get it back.
Yes.
So it's just very much like you have to just learn to train your brain to just be like, fuck it. It takes practice. But I see people complaining about stuff. Oh, they said my car broke down. It's like, bro, so fucking smile.
Yeah.
You know, like I don't get people, because when you're old, you're gonna regret all the perfectly young, healthy years you had.
Yeah.
Fucking around sad.
As a man, you must earn your friends. The harder you work, the more important you become. The more important you are, the more important your friends will be. And important friends improve your life exponentially. They massively improve your life, important friends. As a man, all you should ever be asking for is a fair shot. You shouldn't be asking for anything else. You should sit and say, I believe in my competence to the point where all I need is a fair chance. It's a world of men. You give me a fair chance, and I can do it. Give me a coin flip. I don't want anything more. I don't want anything less. The best the universe will ever give you is that fair chance. And if you're good enough as a man, and if you're prepared for it, then you can win. The universe is extremely giving, and it gives you exactly what you deserve. It will give you the woman you deserve. It will give you the money you deserve. The universe will give you the luck you deserve. If you end up being extremely lucky, you have earned that luck. I've described before rain dancing. When you want it to rain, you must do a rain dance, even if it does not cause clouds to form. You'll be more lucky if you rain dance than if you just sit and pray and hope that somehow the rain's going to come. So if you truly are that guy, then you deserve all you have.